Hello everyone. First of all, I want to apologize for my appearance. I'm not doing anything, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not getting dressed if we're being honest. I haven't filmed a video though in like 2 months. I was really just finishing up my fall semester of classes. It was my 21st birthday and I was in Florida, and now I'm back. I just started my spring semester classes last Monday. I'll probably make a video about what classes I'm in and how that's going for me so far. But today I wanted to make a video with some tips and advice I have for court reporting students or people that are just about to start school. I'm still relatively new. I've been in court reporting school for 1 year and I still have a very long way to go, and I am in no way perfect or really know what the hell I'm talking about. But I do have some tips that I've found along my journey, so I thought I would share them with you. Okay, my first tip would be to make a schedule and follow it. That's the hardest part. Get a planner, get a dry erase board, get whatever you need and make a planner. Plan out your days, your weeks, your months, whatever you need to do that will make you follow it. That is probably the most important thing, because you need to stay on top of your shit when you are in court reporting school. Let me show you mine. Hang on. Okay, so this is my planner. I literally write out every single thing I have to do, whether it's school related, work related, or just whatever. I also have this dry erase board that I write out all my classes, all my big assignments, all my test days, every single thing I need to know. And then back there, I don't know if you can see it, I have like a, I don't know what it's called, like a little, that you put the little pins on. And I have a bunch of important like sticky notes of things, words that I use on my tests, just important stuff you need to know, and you can always take it out and replace it with new information as you keep moving farther along in the program. So once again, find whatever you need that will help you make a really tight schedule and go along with it. My next advice would be to take the A to Z program that's offered through NCRA. I took it online and I'm pretty sure at my school everyone has to take it, like it's a requirement before you can start, but it is so helpful. It basically teaches you all the keys on the machine, all the letters before you even learn how to start using it. You will already go into school knowing each letter on the machine, and it is so freaking helpful. So I definitely recommend that if you're going to be starting soon, to take a look into that, because it will help you just put you 10 steps ahead before you even get to start within your theory classes. Okay, speaking about theory, my next thing would be to know your theory. Everybody, when they get started with court reporting school, wants to just like move past that and go straight into speed building so they could just keep flying through it. But let me tell you, there's no flying through anything unless you know your theory. You need to know your theory with your eyes closed, like on the back of your hand. You just need to know it. It is so important. You need to drill that into your brain. You will never be able to go through speed building if you do not know your theory well. So I definitely recommend that. It does not matter how long it takes you to get through your theory class. I know people, I started a year ago and I know people that are still in theory while I moved past along speed building, and that is completely fine. But you need to know it really, really well. I tried to wait for my mom to stop vacuuming and she's still going, so oh well. Anyways, my next tip would be to not create bad habits early on. When I was in theory class, my teacher like printed out and blew up a freaking poster board of all the keys on the machine so we could look at it as we're writing, which I guess is okay when you're in theory and you're just learning all the keys, but you definitely do not want to create the habit of depending on that and having to look at that every single time you write. I have people who are in my speed classes that still need to have their little mini poster board in front of them or on their machine when they write, and they are struggling So I definitely would not recommend getting too comfortable using that. Maybe when you start out, I used it for I think I used it for maybe the first week, maybe two. And then I was like, okay, no, because I knew I needed it when I first started out. But definitely do not depend on that, and that will help you a lot in the long run. Okay, my next advice would be to talk to your classmates and make friends. Your teachers are so helpful and they love to help, but I think having a classmate who may also be struggling or going through the same thing as you is definitely helpful. I was lucky enough last semester to become friends with two girls in my class, and we text all the time, and it's really cool to have somebody who's in the same position as you, and you can talk about your struggles or what's going on in class. You can help each other. So even though it's kind of weird, especially the condition we're in right now, like everything's online, ask for each other's phone numbers, emails, whatever, and start talking to them, because it will really help you and you can learn a lot of stuff. Okay, my next advice is to practice everything, especially in theory. You probably cannot write fast or keep up with what's on the radio or the television or podcasts, whatever it may be, but trying to write and get as many words as you can will really help you in the long run. Right now I'm at 160 words for testimony and jury charge, and I still cannot keep up with the television sometimes, but just trying to write whatever you can and finding new words is very, very helpful. So I definitely recommend practicing to whatever you can. Okay, next would be to know how to punctuate. I personally am trash at punctuating. I do not know where semicolons go, do not know where commas go. I don't know how to do that. I literally suck. And me and one of my friends that I made in my class, both are really bad, but our other friend is pretty good. So she's been helping us along. So that's another reason why you should talk to your classmates. But knowing your punctuation is everything. If you want to be a court reporter, you need to know how to punctuate. You're going to be transcribing transcripts in a courtroom for depositions, whatever it is you choose to do. So knowing your punctuation is very important. I've actually been considering taking another English class, even though I technically don't need to, but I really am struggling with the whole punctuation part of the program, so I might just have to do it to help me. So yeah, if you are still in high school considering court reporting, or you're taking your gen eds or whatever you're doing, definitely get your punctuation down in your English classes, because I did not really think about when I started how important punctuating is. Okay, I only got two more things. So my next advice would be, as you are working your way through your speed classes, you start learning more and more arbs and briefs, phrases, whatever it shall be. So what I did was I bought a little notebook, and every single brief I learned that I use, I write it down. Keyword is using. You could make a brief out of every word if you wanted to, but your brain is not going to remember every single brief. So keeping track of the ones you actually can remember and will use is super important. It really will help you progress through your speeds, and this really has saved me. I was able to skip 2 speed classes because using my arms and phrases and all of that really, really helped me. So maybe getting a notebook, writing it all down will help you. I spend 30 minutes a day just studying these. So that may not work for everybody, but for me personally, it really, really helps. Okay, and last but not least, my last advice is to practice in increments. I, right now, am studying in I practice for 30 minutes, and then I'll take a 10-minute break, I'll go on my phone, whatever I do, and then I'll study for another 30 minutes. I was studying for hours and hours a day, and then it kind of pushed me away because I was just drained from it. So finding a timing where you could study for a little, take a break, study, take a break, really, really helps and won't make you get so frustrated by it. So I definitely recommend finding a studying schedule that works for you. Okay guys, well, that is all the tips I have. I wrote them all down on this piece of paper. I'm sure I probably have a bunch more, and as I continue through core reporting school, I'll probably find a bunch more tips. But for now, that is all I have. So I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.